Hi everyone, welcome to Veronica Hut. So today I'm showing you this lovely scarf done in a relief pattern pattern. So this way it's really lovely, it has a really great pattern, and it's wearable from both sides. Although it looks complicated, this project is definitely doable, so feel free to stay tuned. So my roll of choosing for today is the year socks. You see here the orange one, and that's the color number 9 or September. And the other one is, of course, also year socks, color number 8 or August. So the number of stitches we're doing for this project is dividable by 14 plus 3 so that we get a symmetrical and really nice result this way. So in my case, I did 89 stitches total for this width that you see, which is not very narrow. So yeah, depending on your own choosing, of course, each of these sections has 14 stitches, so that's why it's important that the entire total number of stitches is divisible by 14 plus the 3 for the edges. So in order to keep this as clear as possible, I'm going to use a little bit thicker wool, and it's not going to be the year socks, but you can of course repeat the entire same thing with the yarn of your choosing. So just so you don't wonder, and yeah, we're going to do 33 stitches together. So as you've just seen, I'm leaving about a half a yard or 50 centimeters of my yarn before I actually get to the actual stitches. So I am doing these as loose as I possibly can because that makes the relief pattern a lot easier to do. So I did 33 stitches in my first color. In the case of the actual scarf, this would be the orange color, of course, and this is gray this time, just as an example. So now we want to take our second color. So usually we would just transfer the edge stitch to our other needle, but this time, since we are doing the pattern pattern, we are going to do this knitwise. So this is not something we usually do, but this time it is necessary for the whole thing to work. And now we're going to keep switching between taking a yarn over and just transferring that stitch to our other needle, and then a knit stitch that's going to follow. So we're going to keep repeating those two throughout the entire row that we're doing. So we are going to be changing colors every row we do, so just so you know in advance. We are ending in the same manner. The very last stitch is going to be a knit stitch. So we are now changing colors, and as you can see, in this case that would be the gray thread now, and it's actually here on the bottom. So in order to keep it all neat, you're just going to take it up like this. You're going to leave the rest of it downward, so you don't want that for now. And then you're again going to start your new row. So transfer the edge stitch and do the following stitch with a yarn over purlwise. The next one I'm also going to transfer, and then I'm also going to do again yarn over and purlwise. And we're going to keep repeating those two now till we get to the end of our row. Here we're again gonna end as we started. Let me just get to that and I'll show you. There we go, the very last stitch again, knitwise. Okay, so now we can continue and we're changing colors again. This time we don't have to do anything with the thread itself because it's already where we want it to be. Okay, so let's transfer the edge stitch now, and then we can do the following one yarn over and purlwise. So now we need to differentiate between the front and the back row, and it's super easy. The back row always has these little knots on here and the front side is a little bit flatter and smoother. So when we have the front side, we just want to do yarn over, purlwise together, and then transfer the next stitch just onto your other needle. Super easy. And you keep repeating those two till you get to the end. This is row 3, again, a front row. And just finish the row and we can again change colors. Okay, so we're again pushing the needle or the stitches a little bit onto the needle so that we can continue with our other color, and then we can get started with our stitches. So again, transfer the edge stitch, then yarn over and knit stitch together, and then transfer the next stitch onto your needle. And then again, keep repeating that throughout the entire row. Almost done. The edge stitch knitwise, and we can again change colors. So now we're changing from the blue to the gray, or from the second to the first color. So for that, we're again just taking this, or the other way around, sorry. And we're just taking the edge stitch onto our empty needle or working needle. And then when you see a stitch without a yarn over, you're gonna do it with yarn over, transfer to the other needle, and then the next one you're gonna do knitwise together. So from now on, we're in row 5 now, so from now on I'm going to mark the rows simply so that you can rewind if you need to and get to the exact section that you want to repeat. Again, we want to change the color, and in order to do that, we have to kind of push the stitches onto the needle again, because that way we're going to get a much neater result. So I'm also going to mark a row number 6. And now we're going to keep changing, transfer the stitch, and then do it purlwise together, and keep changing those two. So always when I'm doing this color, I'm gonna keep doing these 2 stitches in the row. Edge stitch as always knitwise, and now we can change to our next row and our other color. Transfer the edge stitch, and this time we're going to transfer the next one as well with the yarn over, and then the following one we're going to do purlwise together. And you can already see which color is emphasized in which row. So this is what you do for a while, and you see that as loosely as you can possibly work yields a really pretty nice result. So this is also a great project to try out the 2-colored pattern pattern. It's maybe not as simple as some projects, but it's definitely something that can give you an awesome result in the end. So the 2 colors you can of course choose as you like. And now I'm starting my row number 8. And yeah, I'm gonna prep it really quick, and then I'm gonna change the number. Transfer the edge stitch, then you can do the next stitch knitwise together with the yarn over, and then the next stitch you're just again going to transfer to your other needle. So you can kind of get the hang of it because the first 12 rows don't have the pattern. The 12th row is the first one where we actually start with it. So just relax. You can do this in front of the TV or while having a cup of coffee with someone, and yeah, it's really easy to start with. So you're just changing between the front and back row, of course, with the different emphasis and color, since you're changing in every row you do. So row 10, now we can start with the next color, or actually with our first color, with the gray. So again, just push your stitches onto your needle a little bit and then you can get already started. After a couple of rows, you're definitely going to get quicker at this, so that's also a really great thing for practicing the pattern pattern. Edge stitch is again going to be knitwise. We're again continuing with the other color. Sorry, this was actually row 11 that we're almost finished with. So yeah, almost done with the base of our scarf. Okay, let's now start row 12. So first we transfer the edge stitch. Okay, so the next stitch we're gonna do knitwise with the yarn over, and the following one we're gonna just transfer with a yarn over again. 2 times, 3 times, 4 times. The following we're going to do with the yarn over, and again 3 times knitwise together. There we go. Next one we transfer. So we now have 3 times done together knitwise and 1 stitch with the yarn over just transferred, and the following stitch we're going to do 3 new stitches. So for that we're going to go into the stitch itself with the yarn over, and then we're going to take the thread out, yarn over then, and again a knit stitch. So that's how we get 3 out of 1. The next one we transfer with the yarn over, and then we're going to do the 4 stitches knitwise, 1 at a time, and then done of course with the yarn over, and the next one we just transfer. So let me get that really quick. Okay, and now we again do 3 stitches out of the 1 here. Now we're going to have just 5 stitches till the end. Otherwise, we would have kept repeating this until you really have the 5 at the end. So this depends, of course, on the size of your scarf and the number of your stitches. And then just finish your stitches as you always would, and the edge stitch is going to be knitwise. So now, as always, we're changing the row and the color, and we're gonna keep doing the back side now. So this is a back side row with the blue or the second color, whichever you choose. So transfer the edge stitch first, transfer the following one with the yarn over, and then of course just keep doing the stitches that you see knitwise, but you already have the hang of it, so we've already been doing this for a while now. Of course, also the yarn over, out of the 3 stitches we did, we're gonna do knitwise like every other stitch. Now comes row 14. Transfer the edge stitch, and then we're going to do the stitches purlwise together. That's for the yarn over stitches, and the ones without we're just going to do knitwise. So again, just like the pattern actually goes. So actually your back rows are never going to have the pattern itself. We're just going to do them together or just transfer them. So it's always the front row that gets the pattern. Okay, we're again changing the color, and this is the easy one. So this is again a front row, and we're gonna transfer the edge stitch, the next one as well, knitwise. So that's the knitwise stitch, and then the following stitch with the yarn over, we're gonna do purlwise together. So as always, if we're working our second color, we're not doing the pattern directly. Transfer the edge stitch, then the stitch with the yarn over knitwise together, and then And the purlwise stitch we just transfer to the other needle. And this we're going to do for a total of 3 times. I've already done it twice. And then the following 3 we're going to do knitwise together. The third is again going to be in the front. So that's how you can kind of take this to orient yourself. There we go. So this is what you should have for now. The following purl stitch we are just going to transfer, and then we're again going to do 3 new stitches out of the 1 knit stitch. Then again we're going to transfer the purlwise stitch. Of course, this time when we're transferring, we're also doing the yarn over. Then we do 4 times a knit stitch. Four times, and the following 3 we do knitwise together. And that way you can see you're kind of building this line here, so you can already notice the pattern itself forming. And now you would just of course keep repeating in case you had many more stitches than I'm doing here for an example. So depending on how many stitches you have, you're going to keep repeating this for a number of times, and then you just finish the last couple of stitches as always, nothing special, and then we can move on to row 17. Okay, so row 17, we just transfer the first stitch, we transfer the stitch with the yarn over, and then we do the rest transferred yarn over and knitwise. So one after the other till we get all the way to the end of our row. Edge stitch knitwise as always. Okay, so we're again changing the row 18, which means we're changing the color as well. Since this is a back row, we're again not going to do the pattern here. So we're just going to do the stitches as they come, nothing new from here on, at least in this row. So just like we've been doing it so far. And now row 19, we're again doing the beige color in the original one or the blue color in here. So we're not doing any patterns, we're just doing it as we've done it in the beginning. So the yarn over stitches we do knitwise together, and the ones in between we always just transfer to our other needle. And we are starting round 20. This is going to be a front row with our first color, in my case the gray. So transfer the edge stitch, of course, that's always the same, then one knit stitch together and transfer the yarn over. We do that one more time. And then we are here. So when we do the 3 stitches together, now we have the line forming, and the following ones we're going to transfer, and then the next one we're again going to do 3 together and then transfer. So we're going to keep changing that, in my case 4 times, in your case maybe even more. Then of course we're going to do the 4 knit stitches as they are. After those, we're going to do the 3 together again, then transfer and 3 again together. All the way till you get to the end. And the next row has the super easy color change, so you don't have to push anything to the other side of the needle, you just continue as you've done so far. So the stitches that actually have the yarn over or that don't have the yarn over in the last row, you do those with the yarn over. So it's always really easy to see, just like we've done so far. Here are the 3 I've done together in the last row. So now we have here the first one that we just transfer, and then here is the yarn over. We just do that knitwise, nothing special here. And then the last one we also transfer, and we continue as if they were completely normal stitches and nothing weird was going on. So this is what we have for now from the front side and from the back side. So you see that we are kind of already having our pattern forming. So now we're having the leaf, I'm gonna call it, coming together, and then afterwards, after a couple of rows, we're gonna have them, of course, row apart, so to speak, and then again get together. So you're just going to keep repeating the 8th row till the 21st row all the time, so that way you're going to get this really lovely pattern here. And you see, it's really not that complicated. You just need a couple of rows to get the hang of it, and then you're pretty much on a good path to get a really lovely pattern. So it's just rows 8 to 21. Those are the ones you want to do after that base beginning. And yeah, you see here the relief pattern, the pattern pattern. I hope you guys like the way this looks. And yeah, I'm going to show you, of course, the original one, so the one with the ear socks. And of course, when I finished these, I decided to decorate them a little bit with a tassel here, so you see what that looks like as well. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Feel free to let me know in the comment section what you think. Feel free to subscribe and shoot a thumbs up. And I hope to see you in one of my next videos. Feel free to let me know if you like this. And thank you a lot for watching Veronica Hug. See you in our next project. Bye!